We reached out to Kemi Badenoch few times, but got no response. We won't force people to be Nigerians, Abike Dabiri says. Can you imagine? So Abike Dabiri, because they've heard now that Kemi Badenoch is not the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK. Now, if you want to identify with her, when her parents or grandparents or herself, when they were paying the price to be able to get their head out of the bad water of Nigeria, nobody saw her. Okay, we quite understand her own ego and her own part of life, but then looking at the way the leaders of Nigeria right from independence have, you know, dipped Nigeria into dungeon up till now, retrogressed, and Nigeria is still going down. Who anybody that escapes from Nigeria will obviously not want to identify with any of you, especially you politicians that are already causing problem in Nigeria. So now, because she's a leader of of a political party and probably warming up to become a prime minister in the future, everybody now you want to identify with her. When the other Kemi that came to be Minister of Finance under Buhari came from the UK, they wanted to rubbish her, and then she ran back. When Okonjo-Iweala came to be Minister of Finance under Obasanjo, they were almost rubbishing her, and she ran away until she came back again during Jonathan's government. So anybody that, associates with Nigerian politicians, especially this APC crop of politicians, is obviously going to be stained. And the best thing is to distance yourself. So don't be surprised why she decided not to pick your call or keep away. How can you force people? How many people in Nigeria have you reached out to? You are reaching out to somebody who has made name for herself abroad. What about the 240 million Nigerians suffering? How many people have you and APC people reached out to? This is hypocrisy. So let's dive into the details. This is it's not good enough. Abike Dabiri Erewa, chairman and CEO of the Nigerian in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM, stated that Nigeria will not compel Kemi Badenoch, the newly elected leader of the UK's Conservative Party, to identify with her Nigerian heritage. Dabiri Erewa revealed that NIDCOM has reached out to Badenoch on multiple occasions without receiving a response. So it depends on if she identifies the Nigerianness in her. Dabiri Erewa remarked on Channel's televisions, The Morning Brief on Wednesday, November 6th. We have reached out to her once or twice without any response. So we don't force people to accept being Nigerian, obviously. So Dabiri Erewa emphasized that while NIDCOM is open to working with Nigerians in the diaspora, it is ultimately Badenoch's decision to connect with her Nigerian background. She cited previous instances such as Miss Universe Nigeria's identification with Nigeria after facing challenges in South Africa to illustrate how the Commission respects individual choices regarding heritage. Can you imagine? When Nigerians were having problems with South Africa, what did the Nigerian government do? It was Ali Nonyema of Air Peace that went to remove Nigerians from South Africa when they were having problems. In China, I think in China, also in Korea, Nigerians were having problems. It was still this man, Ali Nonyema, that went to remove them instead of Nigerian government. So what are you people doing? Is it just to travel around the world, having meetings with people who have been able to escape the problem in Nigeria to redeem their destinies? So Kemi Badenoch, 44, who was born in London but spent her early years in Lagos, Nigeria, and the United States, won the Conservative Party leadership race on Saturday with 57% of party members' votes, defeating former Immigration Minister Robert Jenrick. Her election as the first black leader of a UK-wide political party marks a significant milestone. So in her acceptance speech, Badenoch called it an enormous honor, enormous honor to lead, but acknowledges the challenges ahead, adding it is time to get down to business, it is time to renew. That's good. So the young woman has been able to work her way up the ladder and her parents also paid the price to get her up the ladder, and now the Nigerian government want to identify with her. But the ones in Nigeria that are wallowing in poverty, you are arresting them and locking them up for protesting against bad government. You are killing them and shooting them because you have the federal might, you have the security apparatus at your disposal against the citizens of Nigeria. You are pushing people into poverty, and you have not reached out to them. APC government has not reached out to them. They are reaching out to people who have worked hard, and God has helped them to become whom they are. I think this is uncalled for. I'm telling you. Allow the young woman to breathe, whether people like her or not. Allow the young woman to breathe. That is it. If she comes now, they will rubbish her. The way they almost rubbish the other Kemi that came for Minister of Finance under Buhari. They almost rubbished her, and then she ran back to the UK. So when they have gone out and helped themselves to survive, you want to connect with them. Let me get down to a comment section, Jerry. I know that people will bash this woman. Somebody is saying she does not want to stain her white with you people. APC is evil. Exactly. Of course, at this point that she's becoming a leader of a dominant political party in the UK, all eyes are on her to see how she's going to play her politics, whether she's going to favor her people from Nigeria or from Africa against the wish and dictates of the United Kingdom. That is the thing. All eyes are on her. That is the truth. When Rishi Sunak, the immediate past Prime Minister of United Kingdom, was there, he is of Indian heritage. People thought he was going to bring all Indians. He's going to make policy that favor Indians. Anybody that gets to that level is thinking British. He's not thinking anything outside British. That is it. Please let Badenoch be. Don't carry on a bad market, spoil her future ambition. Not be lie. They should let her be. Nice one. They should let her be. I always say, Mrs. Abike, please leave this young woman alone for God's sake. She is not a Nigerian. Everything about her is British. She is very bright because she didn't want to dent her future or career by getting with association of being Nigerian. Can you imagine? Did she tell you she's a Nigerian? Let her be. Abi? Ask her. She thinks that everyone must identify with certificate forger and drug lord regime. Not be lie. My dear sister, distance yourself from evil. Don't mingle with APC government and its members. Exactly. That message is going to Badenoch. Say, keep yourself away from evil APC. No matter how they try to lure you or convince you, just keep away. Leave them alone. I'm telling you. When are we going to stop running after good people with good names? Well, as we are evil, whereas we are evil in nature. So that is Nigeria. They try to locate people who have worked hard and God has helped to raise their head. They pay the dear sacrifice. And then after they have gotten up there, you want to identify with them. What Nigerians badly require is good governance, positive turnaround, and high productivity on the part of our office holders, and not running after anyone to identify with us. The moment Nigeria becomes better, everyone will be willing to be her citizen and friend. Exactly. People are going to UK, US, and Canada because they are good and they are now, they have good government. Everybody's identified with them all over the world. If those countries are bad, nobody will go there. After all, there are other small African countries. Why didn't people go there? So if Nigeria is good, even the Igbo will come without even you sending them invitation or lobbying them to come. If Nigeria is good, Oyibo will enter plane and come and do their vacations and have investments and assets in Nigeria. So what government need to do is not running after people who have made it abroad to come, but rather let the home be very good and people will come by default. That is it. Kemi can't pick up your call. She is a politician and associating with Nigeria at this present time of failure for us will spell doom for her political career. That's your opinion. Don't you know the reason You ought to know why. Exactly. Abike Dabiri should know why the young woman is not picking their call, or she's not, connecting with them. So you should know why. Don't ask anybody. You know why. Go and do APC to solve the problem of Nigerians, and then they will come. And somebody said, I beg, leave her alone. Oh. If she was not successful, would you have reached out to her? That is the question. See, success has many friends. That is the case of Badenoch. Success has many friends, while failure has no friend and no one to identify with it. That is life. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment. As Abike Dabiri now complaining that they reached out to Badenoch and she refused to pick their call, they will not force her to become a Nigerian or to identify with her Nigerian heritage. Let's have your view and comment over what Abike Dabiri has just said.